Think about mock CATs, specifically two questions. When does one start taking mock CATs, and how does one get the maximum out of mock CATs? Right? When to start taking mock CATs, there is no better time than now. Right? Specifically, don't think of mock CATs as something you take after you have completed your preparation. Right? That usually ends up happening sometime in December, January, by which time it's too late. And so the mock CATs are designed for two things. One is a gentle revision of a bunch of things to know which topics you're actually good at, which ones you need more work on. And two, pick on the art of question selection. So get more and more familiar with working with incomplete information. And so if you look at a question, look at the complete solution, and then see how that has been solved, then it is very easy to evaluate whether that question should have been attempted or skipped. Right? But you're not going to have that luxury in the exam hall. So very often the mock CAT series is a practice session, practice place where you say, look, how do I skip a question? How do I not get sucked into something that's going to take so much time? How do I look at a question and say, look, this is something I'll definitely get right? And that is completely dealing with incomplete information. So you look at a screen, you look at 4 lines, you probably read 2.5 lines and say, look, I'm going for this. Or you read 1.5 lines and say, not going for this. So to get more familiar with dealing with incomplete information, you've got to have practice in dealing with incomplete information. So if you've not prepared for everything, then that's probably a good time to take mock CAT, because one, you start dealing with the question selection better, sooner, earlier. More importantly, you get used to leaving questions. If you've not done trigonometry, there's a question on trigonometry, just leave it. That is not the end of the world. The best guys who crack these exams are the ones who leave merrily. And if there's one golden rule you should keep for your mock CATs, it is, when in doubt, leave. And so the more you can leave the paper, leave questions in the paper, the better you will get at attempting the overall thing. So if you have not prepared every topic completely, then it's a good time to take mock CATs, because then you leave questions more. Right? Now, second part of the question is, how do I get most out of the mock CATs? Right? For the mock CATs, there are two parts again to getting value from a mock CAT. The first one is purely academic. Go through the questions one at a time to see the solution, especially the ones which you have gotten wrong, then the questions that you have missed, and finally the question that you have got right also, to see if there is an alternative, better method. So choose the mock CAT provider who offers enormous depth in solutions. Anybody can have a bunch of questions. You need to have, the value is in going through the idea sitting in the solutions. So keep that in mind. And so there is this academic part, has no time boundary to it, no notion of strategy and genius and picking and question selection, none of that. You read questions, you try to solve them after the mock CAT is over. If you don't know how to solve them, see the solution. That's it. The second part, this is about strategy. How do you approach the paper? Sooner or later, you'll reach a place where you get a feel for mock CATs. You know where your targets are, what you should plan, how you should change your plan, all of that. But in your initial phase, boil it down to very simple things. In each section, you should pick 3 questions that you should have attempted that you didn't. And more importantly, 3 questions that you should not have attempted that you did. That's it. Very simple. What is my strategy for analyzing this paper? I'll go through all the questions, and then I'll think about which 3 questions did I get suckered into attempting, which 3 should I have done but skipped because I didn't have time, or I thought it was too difficult. Do that. And do that relentlessly. You'll see your question selection improving. Like the final bits of, do I do RC before LR, do I do DI before quant, do I start from the first DI set, which strategy works for me, that can come a little later, after you have kind of tried and flirted with a bunch of strategies. The most important thing is question selection. Which 3 did I try that I should have skipped? Which 3 should I have skipped, which I should have tried but I didn't even end up seeing? And keep it very simple when it comes to taking value from the mock CAT. As you go further and further, you can fine tune your strategy. What do I start with? What do I end with? All of that.